Hello Gemini, welcome to Love in the Full Moon. This is a general love reading for all Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in love for this full moon energy. So take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in this story. So, dear universe, what messages do you have for the greatest and highest good for all of our Geminis during this full moon? The universe, what messages do you have? Some of you guys are really contemplating marriage. That's nice. That's a nice energy to have. That might be something that you've been wanting for a while, is to really, your wish was to really commit. So there's a few of you out there. So, dear universe, what messages do you have for our Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in love? Thankful, grateful for the message. The message is the greatest and highest good of all our Geminis. So we're going to start first with your overall energy, Gemini. So let's see, what's your overall energy? Overall energy for our Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I think there's a lot going on. Our overall energies for our Geminis. Ooh, some... Oh, well, that's really interesting. I feel like you're holding on to something in the home that is really not worth it. Maybe some of you are hanging on to something, maybe real estate, maybe a house. It's like you're trying to hang on to something, but I almost feel like it's taking you down. It's like you know that it would be better if you just let go, but you're holding your own. And I feel like it's a real imbalance that's being created by you having to hang on to, I feel like something you can't afford. And that's probably creating some issue with you and your person. You know, that I feel like somebody's being very, very stubborn and they're not willing to give up and open up to making things turn around here. But this is very unfortunate, this Ten of Pentacles reversed. And then below, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. So I feel like you're the only one that wants to hang on to this. Good news is the star comes out. So I feel like there is hope to a situation. I don't know what it is that you're not wanting to let go of, but it's bringing the house down, Gemini. So some of you may have gotten kicked out for whatever it is that you're not wanting to let go. I think there was a real argument that happened, and now it's trying to figure out how to come back. So in your recent past, I wonder whether or not, you know, it's almost like the sword came down. It's like it was time to get things back under wraps. So if you were recently kicked out, I feel like there was this wanting to come back, hoping that you could turn things around from the situation that was created. And I feel like you're the one that's created this. But again, energies can be reversed. Okay, let's look at your present situation, Gemini, and see what's going on. Dear Gemini, what's going on with our Geminis? Yeah, say I feel like you want a whole new start. A fresh start. I feel like you're asking for a fresh start. Yeah, I think you want a fresh start and, you know, try new, but I almost get the feeling that, you know, there's no coming back to this relationship. Even though, you know, you hang on to hope that maybe quite possibly it could. I feel like this person, you know, they don't want to give you another chance. They want you to prove that you've changed before they give you a second chance. But right now, you know, they would rather see you go and close this door, because this has been a very heavy dynamic that's been going on. So I'm not quite sure what this is all about. I mean, you know, gambling comes to mind and addiction. I feel like this is something that you just were not willing to compromise with. So for some of you, some Geminis, you walked away. Or like I said, you were kicked out. But I feel like there was an end to that because it was really hard to recover from this one, because this was a bad ding. Like financially, I feel financial ruin might have come. A lot of toxic energy. The cards have fallen down. So you might have been dealing with an air sign. We've got this Queen of Swords. I mean, that's really hurt emotions. And this Devil, again, this toxic energy, whatever it is that you were doing and what you were trying to build, I feel like it was being built on a toxic foundation. Again, like with Taurus, I feel like it was like this ball and chain kind of energy. It's like you couldn't break what it was that you were working on. And it's almost as if this Queen of Swords, you know, turned around, you know, really feeling really hurt. Because I feel like the great clouds had settled around you guys. Because, like, I can't help but feel like somebody kicked somebody out. Like, they just weren't going to have it anymore. They created a lot of instability. I mean, financial, I'm just picking up a lot of, when it came to money, there was a lot of instability. Maybe you lost your job over this. Whatever it is that you're choosing to not let go of. But whatever it is you're not letting go of, it's very toxic. And you keep working on it as if it's okay. You know, but this queen now is, you know, she's done. It's almost like she's done. You know, I'm just like, I'm hurt. I don't know what to do anymore. You won't put this down. This is not working for me. Maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn. You know, but here we have a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. So the energy is very, very angry and direct and forceful between the two of you. And it's because somebody will not give up whatever it is. But it could be where you may need to lose everything. Your partner, everything. Again, there's a lot of conflict. What sits above you here, Gemini, is the King of Wands. Your energy, it's like it's almost like you would rather keep fighting than look at how you can turn things around for the better. But the Wheel of Fortune is destiny. You know, so the Wheel of Fortune is turning whether you feel like you want to move with it or not. But you're really conflicted as to how to turn things around. And I think the problem is that you're not willing to compromise. You won't even, like, pay attention. Like, it's like you always have your back turned to these people in your life. Because you're not willing to give up. And I feel like your whole family's been affected. It's not just one person. There's a lot of conflict that's going on. So I think you need to look at the conflict so that things can turn. Why is there so much conflict in your home, Gemini? Why is there so much conflict? Because of this toxic behavior. Perhaps there's a lot of drinking going on. Quite possibly. But that's a very selfish energy when that Nine of Cups comes out. Because that's what you look towards. And again, more cups. Something you don't want to give up. It's liquid. So I'm feeling like it's it's liquid that you don't want to give up. So I'm picking that up as alcohol. Like you're not willing to give this up. Because if you give it up, you won't be happy. So I feel like we're really dealing with an addictive personality right here. So there's something that you're not willing to walk away from. And honestly, if we turn this around and you walk away, you'll find a lot of happiness. More than you could ever imagine. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Advice from the cards. See, the cards want you to open up. This Hermit wants you to quit being so alone in this. You don't have to be so alone. You need to cut it out is what you need to do. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to cut it out. Because it's leaving everything so unstable. Look, there's a lot of pentacles here, and they're all reversed. So there's a lot of money being lost. So I feel like materially you're losing a lot because of this, that you won't let go of. This need to feel whatever it is, to stand your ground, to not compromise. Ooh, that's too many cards. All right, universe. What's the final outcome for our Geminis? I wish this was a happier reading, but I'm just reading as I see it. So the Knight of Wands comes out reversed. So I feel like, you know, this is somebody who is just going to do their own thing. I'm going to do whatever I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it. I love what I do, and I'm not giving it up. So that King of Wands, that Knight of Wands reversed, you know, it's interfering with your work. Whatever that attitude, that energy, whatever it is you're doing is interfering with your work. So I would be very careful, Gemini, because you could lose even your job. Because there is something financial that is very, 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 very bad in your world. See, and you're not willing to talk about what's going on. Not even a little. So I feel like you're shut down a little bit. You know, there's a little bit of some kind of energy that's shut down. So somebody, you know, is moving away. And I feel like you need to move towards a calmer place. Because now the Ten of Cups, you could lose everything. And I get the feeling that in your home place, your person, you know, at one time there was this real beautiful person inside of you, and you lost that. It's like you got lost, Gemini. And to me, this card of the Six of Swords, in this particular reading, I feel like you leave feeling really defeated rather than leave going towards a calmer, better place. Because either you were thrown out or you were kicked out, or something happened that put an end to this relationship with this person. And it was because there was something that you weren't willing to let go of. Okay. So I feel like you're trying to also balance a lot of things. But there was something you really weren't seeing. And I think you weren't seeing how you hanging on to your ways or whatever it is that you won't let go, this toxic energy. I think it's some kind of addiction. You were unwilling to see what it was really doing to everybody around you. Like you wanted to keep it. I feel like, you know, you were sneaking around when nobody was looking, just kind of indulging in your pleasures. When you should have been working at something, you were drinking. It's time to make a sip, because you love it. You love it. And here you are, Gemini. For some of you, okay, whole other storyline, you may be seeing somebody behind closed doors. And I almost feel like you're done working with that energy too. There's a lot of cycles that are ending that I think these are past people. I mean, you've been dealing with this person, you know, this is a family. You've been married. You know, maybe there's somebody else in your life from your past where you had children with them. Never went anywhere. I feel like you really need to, you can't move forward, Gemini, until you really look at what's in your cup. Like really, what's really in your cup? Because I feel like you tell this person that everything is good, you know, and when their back is turned, because I get a lot of back turning. You're sneaking around, doing what it is you love to do. Because, you know, you're doing your own thing. See, and then you do things that you love to do. And then you want the other person, you know, to forgive you when you come back. You know, it's a real kind of twisted relationship, because this is a union, this is a marriage, this is about being in control, and your boss may be watching you. Maybe you're the boss and you're not really grounded. But, you know, I get the feeling that there's a passive aggressive energy that goes on in your world. But the conflict is real. Oh, dear Gemini. Okay, so let's get another deck. See your person here. Oh, see, I do feel like you have children, and I think they're really sad that they see that maybe this may never change. Because there's a lot of unrest between you and, I want to say your wife, but it could be your wife or your husband. I mean, between the two of you, there's a lot of unrest. And somebody doesn't trust the other one. So, dear universe, what messages of advice do you have for our Geminis regarding the spread? See, this Two of Cups reversed. I mean, the energies between you, it's like, yes, you're bonded. Yes, we're real soulmates. But something has now ended. You know, what used to work now doesn't work so much anymore. Because it's almost like there's other people that you prefer to be with than with your person. Probably because they won't let you drink. You know, you go where you can, if we're talking about an alcoholic. I'm sorry if I'm really on hardcore on that, but that's the message. I feel like we're talking to somebody like that. And again, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I almost wonder whether some of you have somebody at home who's pregnant. You're out, you know, doing your thing, and they're home pregnant, taking care of the baby. So it was just a matter of time before you were at a point where you could lose everything. And there's a lot of anger as a result of it, because you couldn't have it all, Gemini. Couldn't have it all. Somebody's really angry and impatient. Manipulative. You don't want to end it. Whatever it is you're hanging on to, you don't want to end it. But I think it's almost like you know, the Wheel of Fortune may force you to end, you know, to have the ending. Again, we have the Eight of Cups. You know, you need to kind of walk away from all of these cups. They've been really holding you back, keeping you very twisted. You've got to put an end to something that is bringing you ruin in your family, Gemini. You've got to make a decision. And this is a really hard decision, but your future depends on this. You need to choose one or the other. You need to choose whether to continue drinking or not. You know, because this is very selfish of what you're doing towards your family. Because here, the Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody who's not working, somebody who's not pulling their weight, somebody who's not, you know, they're very lazy. Wow, Gemini, that was intense. Okay, I feel as if for you, Gemini, we need to pull one more deck. Let's pull the Osho, because this has been a really heavy reading. Dear Osho, any cards of advice for our Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs at this time regarding the spread? Messages for our Gemini regarding the spread. Yeah, so it's going to mean that it's going to require you to open up. It's really sad, but it's like you're going to have to like open up rather than hold everything back, because you can't do this on your own, you know, so you need to start opening up and talk about what's really going on that brought all of this misfortune. And you'll be surprised how not so alone you will feel when you finally do it. But there's this, you've created so much, I mean, you broke a lot of trust with a lot of people, Gemini. And I think you know that. And that brings you great sorrow. because a lot of people were hurt because of your selfishness. So there's something that needs to come to an end so that you can feel good again. And only you know what it is. Because whatever it is you've been doing it a long time. And you've been pretending that nobody has seen you. But the truth is everybody has been watching you go downhill, I think, for a while. So, you know, this dream you had with this person, there's a lot of disharmony. It's like you can see this coming to an end. But this is what you call growth. It's the only way for you to grow is to hit bottom. All right, Gemini? So this is definitely specific to a certain person out there, and you know who you are. So take care of yourselves. I'll be back next week with some bonus readings. Tune in to Love in the New Moon, as well as your general monthly reading for December. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks for the like, love, for sharing and commenting. Until then, blessed be. Bye now.